the 70s intro thing going again this week? Because that cracked me the fuck up last time.
I don't know, but we are live, so... I'm glad it cracked you the fuck up.
It's a little AC/DC.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Original Gaming. I am your host. Gonna pop up right here, Mike Mullis, Stinger NLG, and we want to welcome you to another episode of the Original Next Level Gaming Podcast. As you can see, I have got another all-star cast with me tonight. First up, as always, the co-host of the Next Level Gaming Podcast and owner of Inside Gaming Online, Mr. Sean Foster. Happy Good Friday to you, sir.
Thank you. How you doing, my man?
Doing pretty good. Also with us tonight, let me turn on, there he goes, he's unmiked himself, from the Basement Radio Arcade Podcast, one of our regulars to the NLG Podcast, Mr. Enrique Castellanos. What is up, brother?
Hey, Mike, what's going on, man? And happy to be back.
Ouch.
Whoa.
A little too loud?
Turn
Yeah,
yourself
Skynet infiltrated him. Skynet.
Soundwave is our guest host.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so try that again. Let's make sure you're. Go ahead. Let's hear it. Let's see if we can get you.
Can you guys hear me all right?
It's a little better.
A little better? Is it too loud?
It's really staticky. Unplug your earphone jack, lick it, and plug it back in. That should fix it.
Yeah. All right. While he's doing that, of course, from EXL Gaming, the lovely Bella Ryse. Bella, my lady, how are you?
Well, hello, gamers.
Thank you for joining us once again from way, well, it's not even across the pond. That's England. How do they say it going back to Australia? Do we just say back in time? Do we go, is it tomorrow? Is it what?
No. You guys are the ones living in the past. We're in the current. You're in the past.
Very
She's
nice.
actually in Texas.
Texas. Somehow she does not understand that, but it's okay. And
I guess it's a Yang thing.
And it is my absolute pleasure. We've been trying to get him on for a while now, and we are absolutely honored to bring onto the podcast for the very first time. His name is Jeff Bartrom. He goes by the Twitter handle .cupcake84. Jeff, how are you tonight, man?
Thank you for having me, Mike. I'm doing great. Glad to be here. I know it's been a long time coming, and just happy to be here to share some knowledge and insight and some good times with y'all.
And some fantastic tchotchkes behind you. See, those are some nice hats, I have to say.
Well, thank you. I do love my Xbox.
And a Quantum Break shirt is that I see.
That it is, yes. Quantum Break. I'm
jealous.
excited for this launch.
Well, good, because we're going to talk about that tonight in a little while. And you are a Microsoft Office specialist. Look at that.
Yeah, that is.
Nice. Well, thank you guys for all joining me tonight. It looks like the chat room is already hopping, and even have a couple people I haven't seen yet before. So thank you guys for joining us. As always, what we'll try to do is keep the chat room going, keep it nice, and keep it respectful. And as we see stuff coming in, we'll we'll try to bring it up on the podcast. If there's a question you want to ask, or if we're talking about something and you guys want to be part, by all means, chime in, and we'll try to get you in. If you're going to watch this, if you're watching this later on, the comment section is open when we're not live, so please, by all means, leave us a comment and let us know how you think we're doing. Good, bad, or indifferent, just keep it respectful, no fanboy stuff here. Okay, so we're going to try to keep this a little bit compressed today because I do know it's Good Friday. I do know that most of you who, let's see, the ones who aren't Jewish on this podcast is, three of you. So I believe it's just Doc and I that don't have to worry about Easter this weekend, right?
Not one bit. I'm gonna go see some whales. I don't know about y'all. So.
We went to the Philadelphia Zoo today, man. I talk about a great place. I was going to go see Batman versus Superman, but then I read every review out there, and well, that was so much for that.
You probably did the right choice.
Well, after they destroyed after Zack Snyder destroyed Man of Steel, I was apprehensive.
I think he destroyed Dawn of the Dead, too.
Yeah. I'm leery. I'm gonna go see it tomorrow in 3D, but I mean, I knew he's probably gonna over-exaggerate battle scenes because that's what he's known for, over-exaggerating the small stuff, but always weak on the storyline and the cohesion with it. So that's what I'm expecting out of it.
I mean, he destroyed Superman's storyline and the canon and all that. I'm okay with taking some liberties. Like with what Chris Nolan did with the Dark Knight series. I mean, we all know that's not completely comic book, but you can kind of sort of get through it. Man of Steel had so many things wrong with it. It was outside of the fight scenes. I just was done. So I kind of expected the same thing out of Batman Superman. Has anybody seen it yet? Sean, Bella, Enrique?
No, I haven't seen it.
No, it has to take a lot for me to get to the movie theater. So I don't do the movie theater thing.
Hey, Sean, I have a question. Sean, are you?
No, I haven't seen it yet, and if anybody here or in the chat section posts a spoiler, I will strangle you with my actual hand.
Just
Enrique.
one hand? Wait, you don't have two hands?
Oh, well, no, I can make use with one. I will strangle you with an actual hand.
Nice.
Well then.
All right.
We could barely hear you, Enrique. I know you're just getting ready to
You're still
talk.
having some trouble with your microphone there.
My mic's still messed up.
Yeah, it sounds like you're a robot.
Oh boy.
So, all right. Well, Eric Jackson in the chat room did make a good point. Joel Schumacher did destroy Batman at some point. Although George Clooney kind of had a big hand in that too. But that's all right. So that's enough movie talk.
You didn't like bat nipples? Come on, man.
Right. And pulling out the Bat credit card. That was all right. So, Jeff.
Yes.
We wanted to bring you on because I wanted to kind of let people know about the really good stuff that you do for the Xbox community. Now, while we
also,
are...
he wanted you to watch him eat cheese live on air. That's the other reason he brought you online.
It's my podcast. I'll eat whatever the hell I want. But if you have not seen... Jeff has also begun to do a really good video segment called Doc's Minute. And we'll put the link to that in the description. And I believe that your channel is listed on our favorites. So if you're on our YouTube channel, you can see it over on the right-hand side. And so I want you to kind of explain to people what it is you do, especially for overseas military, because you yourself, of course, are a military vet yourself, right?
Yes, I am. Served two different branches. Retired out, 100% disabled now. I used to be a former FMF, Corpsman Fleet Marine Force, so served on the battlefield with the Marines, so I had a lot of fun time over there in Iraq, and so that was good times. Big majority who I am, so I have a strong character and willpower to give back that need, because you think about it, service members are overseas, away from their families. They just have their friends, and like most young adults or so, they game a lot. So it's one way that we can give back is I thought of doing a custom Xbox care packages. So major new releases, I put in a game, and then I'll do custom shirts. Like I bought a whole bunch of these. I bought some like Xbox community shirts, and then we put in free gift cards. We bunch of different services. Also, working with a counseling agency, nonprofit agencies. So if they're ever feeling suicidal, down in the dumps, they have a friend that they can reach out to. And then each care package, I write a custom letter to them, thanking them personally for their sacrifices that they've for our freedoms and safeties. Plus, letting them know I'm here 24/7. They can contact me anytime they need anything. So that's something I do with Doc's care packages for the military. So now, I've tried to branch it out because with some of the service members, they say they tried watching some of the podcasts that I was on, and they said they don't have an hour and a half, 2 hours to watch that, right, for news and that stuff. So that was the big realization of Doc's Minute, how it came to fruition. Short little segment, 10 minutes, roughly, and you can get all the weekly news wrapped up quick, things non-biased, just the truth, So that was where the Doc's Minute came from. And to follow on with that, Doc's giveaways originated back in the day when I was heavily involved with U.S. military gamers. It's a video game clan, kind of like a brotherhood of brothers and sisters in arms, and people just coming in for a common goal. Someone to game with that you could relate to, and someone was in need for Xbox time, and so I was able to help them with that. And so I took that and kind of expanded upon that, and I saw that there's a need within the Xbox community because, got to be honest, not everyone can afford a $60 game every 2 weeks. You can't afford all these great games that are coming out because, I'm sitting at 238 games on my Xbox right now, and
Good grief.
and it's like some people that I got people that say, oh, I've got 18, 19 games, because you gotta understand the economy's hard, and I've been blessed in certain areas. I'm not freaking the DuckTales duck that has sliding down money piles.
Scrooge.
Yeah, Scrooge. Yeah, Scrooge. I'm not that guy, I'm just your normal average person that has a big heart that just wants to give back to folks. And I want to encourage giving back within the community, and I want to encourage growth and just a community, a well-balanced community of all gamers, just not Xbox gamers, but everyone. So that's kind of, quick insight to it.
Wow. Well, first off, and I think I probably could speak for everybody who's listening, everybody in the chat room, everybody here, that we thank you so much for your service to our country. That's, to do that and in two branches, and then to do what you're doing now, that's wonderful, and I think we could all agree on that.
Well, I appreciate that. I loved what I did. I would never change a thing in the world. I knew from being a young kid that's all I wanted to do. My grandfather was World War II sniper. My other grandfather was with the atomic bomb crew, so it's like, both sides of that fleet, and then uncles in Vietnam, and, it's just a calling for me, so.
Wow.
So, yep.
That's wonderful. So this explains why you're so good at the Division.
Well, I mean, with the Division, you gotta understand. I mean, it's just not the Division; it's any tactical-based game. Um, like some people, they're really good at games. Like, say, Maka, he's just naturally good. You know, he's that kind of mentality. You know how to beat a game. But others, like when you come into it, I attack everything tactically. I think of avenues of approach. I think of everything as a battle zone. So that's kind of how I view this.
Huh.
So.
How long have you been gaming?
Oh, well, how long have I been gaming? It was, trying to think. I was, what, 6 years old when my brother and I started first playing Pong. So my brother's a little bit older. His name's Diggernuts, 79 on Twitter. He's my older brother, but he and I, he's the one that introduced me to gaming big time. So we started out on the Atari. Went on from there, Nintendo. Then I did the Philips CDI. Got heavy into the Sega realm. I was a huge Sega fan. All sad all the way up until the Dreamcast. Ah, that hurt me deep.
Let's see, my brother. Hold on, wait.
He's gonna come back here.
It's reminiscing time, my friend.
Yes, there you go.
Reminiscing time. I'm gonna. You know what? In honor, I'm gonna leave this right here for the rest of the podcast.
Well, if you're reminiscing, then I'll grab something for you. 1 second.
Mike, it's very cheesy that you pulled out a Dreamcast. You know.
Oh, the bag.
Got it in the bag.
The bag. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. All right, what's you got? Hang
Here
on.
you go. This is from my time in Japan. It was my very first purchase.
Oh, there it is. Oh, Sean.
First edition Biohazard Code Veronica for Dreamcast.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, that was my first purchase when I was stationed in Japan.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And that goes with my Hello Kitty Dreamcast.
So, you being a tactical guy, just and it made me think of this while you were talking. There was a game that I really enjoyed on the OG Xbox, and I wanted to know if you played this. Hang on, I'll bring it up here. Let's see if it still comes up. Yeah.
Whilst he's searching for that, obviously you're really good with video games, Doc, but I'm worrying about your mathematical skills with the whole, it goes for 10 minutes, but it's called Doc's Minute. How does that work?
Oh, come on, Bella.
All right, so here we go. So I had this talk many times. So I actually got a copy infringement notification when I tried to get Docs Daily, because I was just going to do Docs Daily because, you know, that could mean anything. But Doc Martens, the shoes, whatever, those flip-flop sandals, whatever, they actually own Docs Daily.
What?
Yeah, they don't even utilize it or anything. They just own the name, the site, everything else. So I had to go with Docs Minute. So, it is what it is. You know, just
maybe you could add an S to it, and then it's Docs Minutes. Therefore, no misreading. Docs Minutes.
Another website I have to buy.
All right. Well, I was pulling. Oh God. I was pulling this up for you. There's a game that I used to play a lot, and it's called. Have you ever played this game? It's called Full Spectrum Warrior.
Full Spectrum Warrior.
Yeah.
Oh, that's old.
It is old. Well, remember, I'm also old.
Yes. Well, Jesus. Yeah, I'm no spring chicken over here too. Bro.
Yeah. I'm trying to pull up some. Here's my review of it. Back in 2005. None of the pictures work. That's what happens when they archive your site on this page. Well, anyway, that is like the ultimate in tactical games. Like it was a third-person game, but it wasn't a run-and-gun kind of shooter. You actually had to position your force. It was like 4 of you.
Okay.
And you could actually suppress If you positioned your guys in a corner, they could suppress while then you could move guys one by one. But all the actual gunplay would be done by the computer. You would just manipulate the people to put them in the right place to make it work. If you still have your OG?
Oof. Here you go.
Yes, he does. I would highly suggest going after a copy of that game. In fact, if I think I still have it. When we're done, give me your address. I'll shoot it out to you. Let you play it.
All right, sounds good. I'll definitely love to give that a whirl. Because I mean, I played a lot of different ones, but that one I don't remember. But I saw on the thing. I did play a lot of what was it? The Army had their Sims. I don't remember if
America's Army.
Yeah, America's Army. I did that stuff back in the day, and so I did a lot of the original games by that Christian Allen was on. All of his
Ghost
Tom
Recon.
Yeah, the Ghost Recon side and everything else. So yeah,
We're actually gonna have Christian on in a couple of weeks. I got to get together with him and get him squared away. But he's I might have you back when he's on.
Yeah, he's a good guy, former Marine. Yeah, he was security forces and everything else. So.
Yeah, he's the Ghost Recon series. Now not just Advanced Warrior, but I go back to Ghost Recon 2, Summit Strike, those games, and I enjoyed those probably more than I enjoyed even Rainbow Six. I mean, I'm a Tom Clancy guy, so I love all those games. Ghost Recon was probably my favorite.
Yeah, Ghost Recon was probably the best of the series within that realm. Sadly, don't hate me, people, but they've kind of gotten away from that that quality of work, I would say. And the story telling, and then like the Rainbow Six Siege. I don't know. It just wasn't. I mean, I played a ton of it. I just kind of feel shafted.
I skipped it. Enrique, you've got Siege, don't you?
Yeah, it was fun. The online multiplayer was fun, but it wasn't the best Rainbow Six that I played. It was a little repetitive for me.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. I mean, just drop me in the jungle or Somalia or Bosnia and let me take out, the drug lords, and I'm good. I'll work with that.
I used to do a lot of prone sniping in Ghost Recon.
You used to do what with prune juice, Mike?
You need to fix your headset there, Castellanos. Yeah, it's still pretty bad.
Oh man.
So maybe unplug it, plug it back in.
Yeah.
So, so did you guys, before we moved on, had any questions for Jeff, other than about his channel?
Well, I'll give you one thing. I don't know if many people know this. This with the Quantum Break Reach, the Quantum Break team, I guess, and Microsoft, they're helping donate towards the Docs Care packages this time around, and we will be giving the games to Wounded Warriors on Camp Pendleton on launch day. So I'll be doing that, and we'll be sending out 50 copies of the game worldwide. So,
wow, that's cool. That's fantastic.
Yeah. So it's exciting for this time.
All right, well, good. Well, that segues into our first real topic, actually. So on Tuesday, on Enrique's The Basement Radio Arcade podcast, we had a pretty lively...
Is it going to be a commercial broadcast podcast?
Special edition.
We had a lively discussion about Quantum Break because, of course, at that moment, the big news was Digital Foundry and 720p and and as I was arguing with almost everybody on the podcast at that point, I had come to the realization that we spent all that time talking about 720p's and temporal reprojection and yada yada yada. And we didn't actually talk about the game. We didn't actually talk about what this game is actually bringing to the table as far as new ideas, as far as it being Remedy, as far as what we're expecting come launch. So I wanted to move to that. I don't want to talk about Resolution and Digital Foundry tonight. I actually want to talk about Quantum Break, and that's a great segue in. And by the way, I just wanted to add this really, really quickly. Doc's giveaways that you do on Twitter. I highly recommend that you do participate in those. Follow him. Again, his Twitter handle is at DocCupcake84. That is in the description below. And retweet when he brings it because it's real stuff. And for full disclosure, I won a copy of Forza Motorsport 6 from you. So.
Totally forgot about that.
I will never forget that. That's actually why I don't participate in many of them. I had to participate for Quantum Break because I'm about to pre-order it before the deadline to get Alan Wake and stuff. But I figured I'd take one shot at it before I did that. I won't lie. But other than that, I don't actually participate because I've already won something from you. So I kind of try to. It's not terribly fair. Anyway, so Quantum Break. So Jeff, you're kind of sporting the Quantum Break like all in the background there. So we're gonna let you take off and get it started. Talk to us. I don't want to talk about the damn Resolution tonight. I don't want to talk about Digital Foundry. I want to talk about Quantum Break. I want to talk about this game and what you guys feel like it's going to bring to the table as an actual game, and what we're expecting from the gameplay, what we're expecting from the all-star cast they brought on. We now know that there's about 70 gigs worth of video, full motion video for the episodes. I think there are 4 22-minute episodes, something along those lines. So we're going to get about an hour's worth of that TV show to go with the game, and so I want you guys to help me talk about the actual game. And with that, Jeff, give us your thoughts on what we think we're going to get.
Well, just from what I've been seeing and reading and experienced, definitely Remedy has built upon the lessons learned from Max Payne and Alan Wake, and definitely brought those skills and techniques and compounded them to what we're seeing now. Just the style techniques of storytelling, because it just is so engaging. I watched about 15 minutes of some gameplay, and I was just really, really just enthralled. It just grabbed me. So from that, I can tell that they put a lot of work into the storytelling. So I think it's going to be a very deep story with it. Second, with the time-bending elements and that stuff, there's always something unique that Remedy does with their games, where they started with bullet time and that kind of stuff. I think they've taken that idea and expanded upon it to where it's not going to be used too much, but where it's going to be enough to where it transports you into that world solely, if that makes sense. So, and just their main characters, I think you're gonna be able to associate with them, so which should be interesting. That's my 2 cents on it.
All right. Well, we know Sean Ashmore has been out all over Twitter pimping this game. And
Yeah.
Of course, they gave him a nice Elite controller that Microsoft should sell. I don't know why they don't, but there's a whole other conversation on where I think they kind of falter with some of their customized equipment. Bella, so I know you're waiting for this thing, aren't you?
Quantum Break?
Yes.
Well, yes, naturally. Aren't we all?
Yes. Impressions? What do you?
Well, I've seen a lot of gameplay of it, and I always refuse to give an impression of a game based on CGI and other people's gameplay of it. Your impression of a video game should come from your actual experience with a video game.
Well,
Other people can play it and enjoy it, and like everybody's going to have a different experience of it. But from what I've seen of it so far, it looks amazing. It looks compelling. I'm interested, and I'm looking forward to playing it.
Good. Yeah, I wasn't looking for a review. I was more looking for. I mean, we know what we know about it. We know that what Remedy is trying to do with Quantum Break is something that I mean, I haven't seen it elsewhere, and so I've been on complete video gameplay lockdown. Like, I haven't watched a single gameplay video. I don't want to. I want to be. I'm totally. I'm totally with you on that, Bella. I want my own experience. I just wanted to see where you guys are with what we're expecting. So, Sean.
Well, we're expecting greatness, aren't we? We're expecting it to be amazing. We're expecting it to be phenomenal. We're expecting it to be one of those games that's going to blow us away. And unfortunately, that is what we're expecting, because no one will shut up about this game in the social media. And I'm not having a dig at anybody here. I'm just saying that this game has been hyped so big that unless it's the biggest blockbuster released in 2016, no one's going to be happy. So tell you what, let's stop worrying about whether it's going to be great or fantastic. Let's wait for the launch. Let's play it, and then let's come back here and talk about how much we enjoyed it.
I like that idea. So Bella has already rebooked you guys for the next level gaming podcast after Quantum Break is out. I'm just so, as you heard. She's now my official booking agent. No, but that's where I am, and it's not even the social media hype. I love Remedy. I love Remedy. Their games have that something, and Quantum Break feels like that something that only they can do. Sometimes it's like Uncharted. Okay, Uncharted, you can't picture anybody but Naughty Dog making that game. Quantum Break seems like the only studio in the entire universe that I could picture making this particular game is Remedy. And so that's what I'm banking on more than anything else. So I'm kind of with you on that. It's going to be phenomenal. I think there's just something special about it. Sean.
Well, a wise man by the name of Roy Wart once told me that I should not pay attention to social media, so that's what I've been doing. So I haven't been paying attention to get this thing going on. That's 720, 1080, whatever. I'm a fan of Remedy. I have been since the original Xbox days. Alan Wake, I love. It's like one of my top 10 games. I'm looking forward to it, and it's got two amazing actors from one of the greatest TV shows ever made, The Wire. So I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
That's the best way to do. Just do not go into I'm not going into it expecting to be blown away. I go into it like I go into every game. It's good. It's good. If it's not, it's not. I learned a long time ago not to get my expectations up here because.
All right, but you've seen enough of what Quantum Break is. You can at least tell us what if it excites you and why.
Come
on, man! You do not have to be. You do not have to be. You don't have to be politically correct here. And if you're not,
I'm never politically correct, man. I told you, I guess I'm different. I'm weird. But the thing I'm looking most forward to.
I've known you 30 years. I know that.
The actors.
Sean's just trying to get through his response as quick as possible because he needs to go pee.
No.
Too much coffee.
He's got the plant behind him. He can.
Come on, it's got Mayor Tommy Corsetti in it, man. That's all. That's all I need to know.
This is true.
I'm a big fan of The Wire, so that's one of the aspects I'm looking forward to. I like to be on the outside. Everybody's looking forward to the gameplay and the goofy shit like that. I'm looking forward to the cast. I think it's going to be very cool. I think it's going to be like a TV show. So I'm looking forward to that aspect of the game.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's what those are the kind of things that I'm looking for. Is, you know, some people are gonna like it for its for what it does with special effects, with the time manipulation. Yeah. The cast is something that, and remember, this isn't the original cast. They went through a change to bring in, you know, Sean Astimore, and wasn't Monahan already in it? I can't remember if he was already in it and he just moved to a different person. Was Patrick Monahan in it?
I'm not sure.
I can't remember. It was that long ago.
Yeah.
I know Aidan Gillen and Lance Reddick are in it.
Gotcha.
But yeah, and I've never played a Remedy game, which I just said, you know, this game is shit. I'm turning it off. I've always loved Remedy games. Very good gameplay, smooth, good storyline. They always try to, you know, fit in little funny details and stuff. Alan Wake in itself is full of little funny Easter eggs. So I'm looking forward to stuff like that. I think it's going to be a great game.
Alan Wake, can we talk about how good Alan Wake was? But before that, Enrique, let's see if your microphone is working. Give us a check.
Testing.
Oh, that's
perfect.
There it is.
Does it work?
Yes, we are good.
I had to leave and come back.
Well, you know, it's Google Hangouts. It's not exact. We're not exactly. We're not on CBS Radio, so.
No, we're definitely not.
It's really complicated stuff too. You plug your microphone on, you press a link, you press accept, and you know it's some complicated shit.
Yeah, the mercy of technology.
I love having you on this podcast, Bella.
Bella does stand up on Monday nights.
She's so nice.
Bella, when are you coming to Vegas?
Vegas. I don't need it.
All right, so Enrique, give us your lowdown on Quantum Break.
My lowdown. I expect another Remedy game. You know, great story and lots of action. And from what I've seen, I've only watched like 5 minutes of actual in-game play because and after that I just had to turn it off because I didn't want to watch anymore. But what I saw looks really cool with how you manipulate time and the different things you can do to take out enemies. Like you can shoot into like a bubble, and then the bullets fire and explode or whatever around the character, and then you can dash and stuff. So there's some cool things that you can do that I haven't seen done before in an action game. So I think it's gonna be a good game. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, and there were some other things. There are some small 2 or 3 second animated GIFs that I've seen floating around social media and forums that just have these little touches that you expect from a Remedy game. Like he's in what looks like it's got to be either a restaurant or the kitchen of a restaurant, and he shoots a mustard bottle, and the mustard squirts out of the bottle as the bullet hits it. I mean, just those little bits of things that make a Remedy game, where they're just so detailed. And you know, we know that this game has been in development for now 3.5 years, something like that, maybe even longer. And when you start to see those little things, you understand why it's taken so long. If they can jam pack I just expect this to be like this mixture of Alan Wake and Max Payne, and then these time powers that apparently are also done in such a way that you could play the game twice and use different powers to get through different places, and you can kind of change your experience a little bit. Or you could attempt to do it as a straight-up cover shooter, which so far everybody that I've talked to said is not the way to play the game. So that's it. What I'm looking forward to is just getting immersed in this thing and becoming part of the story, which is what their strong suit is.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how it ties in with the TV show part or piece.
And apparently you can download that and you can watch it
Mm-hmm.
without the game if you want.
Yep.
Or if you don't download it, it will stream in.
So is anybody getting the book?
No.
No, I'm getting it digitally. Anybody getting it
No, I
physically?
don't mean the real book. I mean the actual Quantum Break book. You know, novel made out of pages, and you turn them, and they have words on them, and you read them.
This is 2016. Where do you get this book thing from?
A
I got
bookstore?
mine through Amazon.
Or Amazon.
There we go.
I got it physical.
Jeff got the book. Are you getting the book, Bella?
Yeah, absolutely.
I
There's so much more information put in there that give you backstory behind things that are happening that you may not even be able to encounter in the game, depending on the path that you take. So I think it's important to do that.
Like
Yeah,
you
there's
have time to
2
read a
books
book.
coming out. So,
Well, they always say the book is better than the movie, right?
Yeah.
well,
True.
I don't have
True.
time for a book.
Right.
I really have time for gaming.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you, the last one that I just read, I think it's out in my lobby. But the Division's survival guide, that's a must pick for anyone that's playing the Division.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it actually has some codes in there that you need to break to actually find different things within the game, some secrets, which is pretty cool. So I found some
Ooh.
secret caches. I found just different things, and so it's kind of cool. And things that you don't learn about in the game, it goes more in depth in the book through these secrets. So it's, for what, $10? It's worth it.
That actually might be worth picking up. Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it depends. Like if you're really invested in a game, you love the characters, you love the story, you love the setting. It's another way to take that experience of a video game to a next level for you. There's only so much that you can get out of a video game, but if you can take some actual text away with you and have a read of that and get more of the characters' back history, you can learn about their family, where they came from, what happened with the neighbor's dog that you shot. Because I know you're all shooting the dogs in the Division.
Yeah,
Don't even say
Sean.
you're not. You're
Yeah,
all
Sean.
shooting the dogs in the Division.
Sean
There's
shoots
I'm
somebody
gonna
dogs.
shoot a bunch of them tonight just to spite you.
Yeah, there's just always little dogs.
Sean
There's
There's
does
my
so
not shoot
mission.
much
dogs.
that you can take away from these
I'm gonna
books.
shoot every dog I see tonight.
Yeah. You are such a real man shooting digital dogs and shit. Anyway,
Oh, Bella's funny as shit.
Wow. All right.
Anyway,
Oh,
back to the
God,
story
that was
at hand.
hilarious.
Once you
There's no
the story
text
that
in
is in the book, you can get a completely different level of interaction with the game than if you just play the video game. And yeah, there are some novels that have come out to try and accompany a video game that just don't hit the mark, and they're really not worth going to that kind of effort for. But with a Quantum Break novel, from what I've read from the excerpts that they've released already, they actually really go into a lot of in-depth dialogue that you're not going to get from the game, that give you an amazing back history of what's going on there, and actually give you a very distinct connection to the characters.
Yep, exactly. I can agree with that wholeheartedly. Just for the sheer fact that, like with the Division, I learned so much about this one character that it focuses on that I actually kind of felt emotions for her, the pain that she was dealing with.
Wow.
So that's, because it's like a journal. And so just the interactions she had within the city, and as I went through the city trying to retrace her steps, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but you kind of relive what's in that book that's in the game. So that's all I'm going to say. So some of the stuff is touching that way.
Okay. And so the name of the book is
Quantum Break, evidently.
No. This one
I'm
is
sorry,
About the Division.
the
the
Division one.
Division Survival Guide.
Okay. So that's not the same one as New York Collapse.
No, that is the New York Collapse one.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's their survival guide, but it's when you open it up, she's written all over around in the book. So she's taken, yep, exactly that one. She's written in it the whole time, from the before and all the way till the end. So it's just a whole story.
I might have to check
yeah.
this out. Yeah.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. Wow, it's not even Okay. Yeah, definitely check that out. It's got a lot of cool extras. If you click on that last photo there, Mike, the fourth photo over, it's going to come with a couple unique aspects with it that you have to interact with this thing. That's going to be you're going to require to use it to break codes and everything. So
now I might have to get this book.
It's well worth doing. It's the same with the Quantum Break book as well. Like, it just gives you so much more insight. There are characters in the game that you, depending on how you play it, you might come across once, twice, maybe 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
And there are other characters that when you actually have this backstory of what's going on with them, and you feel like you almost know them like a friend because you know so much about what's going on in their life and the family that they lost and the atrocities that they've seen and the hardships that they've gone through as this character. It actually compels you to like search them out in the game and experience more of their storyline.
Yep.
So for those of you who do not like actual books where you have to turn pages and stuff, you can even get it on your Kindle.
And it'll talk to you the whole time and read it to you.
Sold.
There you go.
So you can lay back with your eyes closed and be as lazy as fuck and still get the full experience. It's amazing.
Yep.
This isn't the first time that Remedy released a game with a book. They did it with Alan Wake as well.
Yeah.
I believe, yeah.
It was released as the regular game, and it also released with an Alan Wake novel.
Well, right, which wasn't that, now if I remember correctly, wasn't that his novel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I hadn't, see, one of the big reasons that I'm pre-ordering it, which I never pre-order a game, but now that pre-orders are coming with things, I never got to play American Nightmare. So I kind of want to hit that before I get too far into other games that I don't play, because I've got such a backlog of stuff I haven't even touched that I'm afraid. Well,
Yeah.
Alan Wake was such a good game. It really was. Just so much fun, and so
Good soundtrack too.
Currently on the backwards compatibility library list.
Yes, it
Good
is.
soundtrack. Featured Depeche Mode in one of the DLC.
Yeah. And so the reason is if you pre-order it before the 4th, I think, you get Alan Wake, you get American Nightmare, and of course you get a Windows 10 copy of the games. You know, if you've got a PC that can possibly deal with it. But since I don't, Xbox One it is. So, all right. So, I'd like to move on to our next topic and keep things rolling now. Sean, this one hits a little close to home for you, Mr. Nintendo.
Okay.
So, you have been all over proving to everybody how fake those NX controller leaked pictures are.
Well, being a trained graphic designer, I knew right off the bat that the first picture was fake. And then when these other pictures came out from these guys that made this with a 3D printer over in Finland, it screamed fake. And what was hilarious is all of these news sites like Forbes, and they're reporting this stuff. So yeah, I knew right off the bat it was fake.
Okay. I meant to do something first real quick, and then we'll get back to that. See, this is what happens to me. I get scatterbrained sometimes, so...
Before you go any further, though, I mean, it's okay, Sean, though, because we already know it's hashtag irrelevant.
Oh, where's
That
Rand?
hurts.
Where's Rand?
Where is Rand? Is he listening?
So, real quick, just touching on one more quick thing with Quantum Break. Jeff has a special announcement he would like to announce on the original Next Level Gaming podcast. Go ahead, sir.
For all you listeners tonight and those in chat, I put out a tweet a couple minutes ago. All you need to do is retweet it and be here in chat, and I will be giving away a preload copy of Quantum Break tonight. So you will get Quantum Break, the Windows 10 copy, Alan Wake, and Alan Wake's Nightmare. So there you go.
That is awesome. Thank you, Jeff. This is the stuff that Jeff does. And speaking of the devil, all I had to do was call Rand's name.
Wow.
He entered
He's
the
here.
chat room.
Yeah.
He has
I thought I saw
come.
something.
He has
Hashtag irrelevant.
He has come to terrorize Sean.
Terrorize me all at once. He's just not going to win.
Oh my God! It's like all I had to do was call his name, and he shows up.
When he
It's
finally
like
plays the
Batman.
Super Nintendo, then he can come and talk to me.
Oh.
Ooh.
Dun,
You
dun,
know what?
dun.
He's coming on. I told him he was coming on the podcast, and I think what I'm going to do is I think we're gonna bring him on when E3 rolls around and Nintendo makes their announcement.
He's going to say they're still irrelevant.
This will be an epic night when that happens. So, all
Hopefully
right.
he's not playing one of those Train My Horse games on the Xbox One. So he'll have time to come on.
Oh boy. All right. So back to this fake Nintendo stuff. So part of what I wanted to bring it up for was I was so I kind of liked what I saw, to be perfectly honest.
You might be the only one.
I did.
That thing need to go in the garbage, man. The
Whoa.
disposal, chop it up. That thing was trash.
Well, let's make sure we're talking about the same one. Now, you know, I'm always different. Where it had the video playing on the screen. I mean, I know it's fake as can be. There's no way they're gonna do that. But what if the controller is the mobile piece, right? And
Okay.
that whole thing could be the screen. What? I mean, it's not a cool concept.
Are you even listening to the words that are coming out of your mouth right now?
Well, I'll tell you this. And actually, Rand and I agreed on something that I do not want haptic buttons. I do not want those. I want real buttons. I am not a fan of non-button games. So that was my issue with this fake image.
Okay.
I gotta have buttons.
But let's remember that you know, when we talk about where gaming is headed as a whole, and this is going to be another topic we're going to get to in a few minutes, everybody seems to be moving mobile. And, you know, as we know, mobile gaming doesn't have tactile buttons on your phone. So while I knew it was fake, the concept kind of fit what Nintendo has been talking about with going to mobile, and possibly some sort of maybe when the see, it's hard to talk about this as a real product because we know it's not. But
yeah.
You know
in
why?
theory-
You know why? Anything that we say about this right now is speculation, and
100%.
There's so much real stuff going on in the gaming community right now, as opposed to shit that we could speculate on. I was thinking maybe we could talk about that.
Like what? What would you like to talk about, Bella?
Okay, I would like to talk about
Came with a list. I forgot.
Battleborn Better. You already know. It came with a list.
I
You
know. Because
already
we talked
know.
about this. She said, "I have some suggestions," and I forgot that she had some suggestions.
She's always had
How long was
suggestions.
that message I sent you?
Shut
Did you
up,
even
I have
read it,
three.
or did you just get like halfway through it and you're just like, ah?
I'm not gonna say.
So,
You
well,
didn't even read it.
I did. I read it.
I'm
You know what?
excited
While
for the
we're on the
Battleborn.
topic of actual video games, since we're here doing a video game podcast, why don't we segue into what games people have actually been playing this week?
I do that at the end. That's why.
Yeah, but no.
Bella has been licking my
Bella,
mic, by the way.
This is now the
Turned into the Bella podcast.
NLEXL podcast. Apparently. Yes, we will get to who's playing what. So,
But you know the thing
hold on.
about us
But
talking
nobody
about what we
wants
have been playing, what is that it actually exposes us as being real gamers, as
So,
opposed to people who
wait
want
a
to sit
minute.
here and
So
talk about games.
hold on a second. So if you speculate
Bill
about
James
what
would
you
still be
think,
talking about Nintendo.
thank you. I wanted to get. It's okay, Bella, if we don't have to necessarily be correct, but we could talk about concepts. It's still a gaming concept. whether or not it comes to fruition or not isn't
I know.
really relevant.
But there's a difference between speaking about it once to it being a major bread and butter piece of every podcast for several weeks.
I
Yeah.
like bread and butter.
God forbid we talk about a company that pretty much saved gaming too. I mean,
I love Nintendo.
I'm
Don't
doing
think
that.
that I'm trying to get away from a Nintendo concept. And if you try to put words in my mouth, I will bitch slap you. That is not what I'm doing.
I'm not putting it in your mouth.
Oh my God!
Well, you picked a great night to
You
come
ain't
on.
gotta worry about that.
Oh shit!
Jeff, you picked a great night.
Now, can we continue
Well,
with
I
this?
just
talk,
had
Mike?
one thing. I only had one thing to say on this because I know she's trashing Nintendo and the fake thing.
I am
It's
not.
the same thing to do, you
I
know?
am not trashing Nintendo.
I
Do
know,
not put
because
words
it's-
in my goddamn one mouth.
But what I think, my personal opinion, what I probably people saw my documented video about it, but I said is that I think if they're going to cross the mobile with the actual console, then the controller will have to be almost like a Neo SNK kind of handheld. I think to if you guys remember the little
I remember.
hand, so that kind of style. That's why I was kind of like, that controller makes sense and but where the hell were the buttons? That was my only.
Well, I think what would happen would be the buttons would actually be on the device as images. Like so. Here's my lovely phone, and there would be like you would
Which
see
I'm
like
assuming you will be playing Sony games.
well, yes, that we are going to get to that. But what I'm trying to figure out is if they came out with something along those lines. Let's say that's there. Sean, could you get used to it?
Speculation. Oh.
Knowing Nintendo, I don't see them having something without buttons.
Okay.
I don't see them having something without buttons. It's like try playing a fighting game without buttons. It's just impossible. It's. I think if they do release something with a pad, it's going to have buttons built in. That's just my own personal opinion.
Okay.
Being the fanboy that I am.
Now the good thing is hopefully we're not that far out. If they don't announce this at E3, a lot of people are going to jump off a bridge, and Sean will lead them off the bridge.
Well, I'll be the first to jump.
Yeah. So
I think they're going to announce something next month.
Really, you think they're going to preempt E3 for this?
I
Okay,
think
see,
they're going-
before we go any further, and I'm sorry to interrupt. Actually, I'm not sorry to interrupt. I did it on purpose. But we just went through this whole thing before where we agreed about speculating with Quantum Break and how it hypes things up too much and it ruins our anticipation of what could be, and that if things don't come out the way we expect them to be, it ends up ruining our experience of them. I am not trying to squish conversations about the NX. I am excited about the NX. I've been playing on Nintendo for as long as I can remember, and I want to see them make a massive comeback into the industry. What I'm worried about is that if everybody continues to speculate and talk about it and hype it up and, oh, this picture looks like this, and wouldn't that be great if we could do this, and all of a sudden everybody's mind's eye is envisioning this console that, like, literally they can integrate through telepathy. It's not going to happen. But people will get hyped to the point where they think it will. And I don't want that to happen with the NX. I want it to come out, be something brilliant, amazing, new, be forefront in gaming, a massive competitor to the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, and for people to be able to just embrace it as being awesome as opposed to being that hyped up about what they think it could be, because everybody on every single podcast, it's not you guys, it's not just other people who we know, it's like every single podcast, they hype it up. We've got to stop hyping things up, guys.
Well, I
They're
think
hyping what up?
We gotta
They're
let
hyping
it be.
the NX up?
but I think there's a difference. The difference between this and the Quantum Break is that Nintendo hasn't said jack shit about this thing, and so
Because they don't want it hyped.
I would doubt they wouldn't want it hyped. They need people to be interested in it. I mean, if they don't have people that want this thing, then they're gonna fail.
Yeah, they do want people who are interested in it, but once it gets to a point when they have a product that they are ready to market to us, you can be sure you're not going to be able to turn on a TV station and not see something about the NX. It will be everywhere, and it will be promoted exactly the way it needs to be to give us the proper image of what they're bringing to the table, as opposed to this preemptive, hyped-up version of what we think it should be, because we've been listening to 35 different podcasts every week for the last 12 months, speculating about what we think it could or could not be.
I would hope that all of our lovely people in the chat room are concentrating on the original Next Level Gaming podcast. Maybe, maybe we're the only place where they have heard anything. Bella.
You think that it's like everybody on the internet only tunes into NXG? I mean, look, I appreciate that you would like to think that, but there are other people outside of your little universe.
You know what's funny is you're sitting here and talking about something that's been the NX being talked about on 30, 40 different podcasts, when some people consider Nintendo irrelevant these days. That's just pretty funny.
That's right. You know? Some people do consider Nintendo to be irrelevant these days. And
I think like 2 people total.
2 people total. Sean, who those people be?
Nintendo is probably sitting back on her ass laughing at all of these people being trolled by some of this. I mean, the first picture that they released, there was an ET image in the picture. So they didn't tell you that they were trolling the hell out of something. I think that Nintendo's going to announce it when they want to announce it. And I just find it funny that all of these companies are reporting. Okay, I'll give you another example. This crap that came out last week, or earlier this week, about Nintendo ending Wii U production, which was total bullshit. Yet, every site and their grandmother reported online that it was the death of Nintendo. They're ending production in 2015, when it wasn't even true. This is the kind of stuff that has to stop in media, because they go to any Tom, Dick, and Harry site online and see news that's negative, and they post it. And you got places like Forbes, Yahoo, CNN, big sites that are sitting here posting stuff. This doesn't just go for Nintendo. It goes for every company with the exception of Sony, it seems. It's just getting old. It's getting old.
Well, we didn't. I mean, we never tweeted it out or anything like that. I saw that, and I kind of immediately knew that wasn't really true. So, well, all right. So, fine. Nobody wants to talk about a possible controller, so we can move on.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, I'll talk about it all day, but.
Well, I know you will, Sean. We're going to have our own podcast.
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
Is my mic okay?
Not really.
Shit.
Go ahead and lick it some more.
But
Bella, should I lick my mic more?
Oh, God.
Bella does bring up a good point, which should lead us into our next topic, and which is another funny thing. I think Worry what we're talking about this the other day. You want to continue it, Mike? Sony going to mobile?
Yes. So, interesting news. So, Sony, as we know, they merged all of their interactive stuff into, the kind of all their PlayStation stuff into something called Sony Interactive Entertainment. So it was reported that they're going to form a new company out of this called ForwardWorks. ForwardWorks is going to focus on smartphone games. Sony said in a statement that they were going to produce full-fledged game titles that make use of their IPs, their characters, and their own experience in the video game market. Now, they haven't announced any games yet, but it's interesting that this shift into mobile now has kind of come full circle with all 3 companies in some way, shape, or form. Microsoft, they have Windows Mobile, which I think it's only a matter of time before they start branching into bringing games out onto their mobile platform. You have Nintendo, who already has out the Miitomo in Japan, and they still have yet to really announce what they're doing with their IPs in the mobile space. And so now you have Sony, who's going to do the same thing. Who are going to be, obviously there are certain things they can do, spin-offs, they can do second experiences, things like that. So the other idea could be to bring some of these indie titles that are, PlayStation and Nintendo for that matter, and PC, and get them into a mobile market that some of them can't get into now. They may see this as a conduit for that. So, what say you, my enlightening and energetic crowd tonight?
Okay, I'm more than happy to take the floor first on this one.
And
So,
by all
so
means,
anybody who is surprised by this, please raise your hand.
Jeff, don't raise your hand. Trust me on this.
Nobody's surprised by this? Okay, don't slap yourself. Anybody in the chat section, if you're surprised by the fact that Sony's moving into mobile, slap yourself. Of course this is going to happen.
Okay.
Oh, I agree with that 100%. Just because of their, what was it, last year, their failed initiative with the PlayStation Mobile initiative that they were thinking about, and it was only time before they went off into this realm. I mean, they were trying to corner the market on the Final Fantasy the mobile games with that. They wanted a piece of that. They wanted a piece
that's
of...
a really interesting viewpoint for you to take on it about the whole Sony not doing well in this realm and the other realm. But let's look at it realistically, which is the mobile industry earns the most amount of money every single year. Sony, Xbox, Nintendo, they could only hope to try and make the same amount of money that the mobile industry earns every single year. So naturally, they're going to try and tap into that, as opposed to, well, they didn't do good with this, so they're going to try and make up for it. No. Common sense says they're going to get into the area that's going to earn the most amount of money every single year. Not to mention the fact that Windows are now making this massive push between the whole ecosystem with the Xbox One, Windows 10 PC, mobiles, and tablets. So they're tapping right into that too. If Sony don't step up and get into that, they're going to be left behind. It's a natural progression of things. It's not they didn't do well with something else. It's just smart marketing.
Well, the only reason I say what I did is because I used to own the Sony phone that they had, and you still had the games, I'm trying to think, like, the Sackboy, the Ratchet and Clank, some other of those smaller titles, that stuff, and that was on the phone platform. And when they shut down that platform, it had to go to something else. So they have a bigger presence, which was only natural for them because, I mean, Jesus, how many mobile phones you have out there? So it's just a natural progression, like you said. They got to get their money somehow, and if you can actually get that kind of money, might as well. I mean, charge what, $10? Because I'm not about to pay $30 for a mobile game. I'm sorry, I'm not. I just won't do it.
Well,
No, but I mean, a lot of people who buy, and I use that term loosely, a lot of people who install free-to-play games think that they're going to install that and play it free-to-play, and then $500-$600 down the track.
And there are people that have definitely spent that money. That much I know.
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
Look at Candy Crush. Oh my God, that game is an abomination.
Oh, why do you think Activision bought the developer? I mean, when they see that happening, somebody wants a piece of that pie. So that does hold water. I think, though, now I don't know what they're doing because they haven't announced anything. The PlayStation Mobile, if I remember correctly, was more pushed towards a couple of the Android phones that I think they owned at Vita, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be, I'm assuming, if they're going to do this right, we're going to be looking at iPhone, all Android. Hopefully, I mean, I don't think this encompasses Vita. I think Vita is still going to come out of their handheld division, what's left of the Vita anyway. But this, I think, is going to be a lot more across the board for smartphone rather than what they tried to do before, which really was narrow. I mean, it was narrow focused, but this is where they can. I think also the mobile market has really sprouted and has room for everything. the question is what what are they going to bring, and can they match? I mean, they're going to have an expectation, of course, because of the PlayStation brand, so they're going to match that.
I mean, how can we even answer that question? What are they going to bring? How do we know that? We can't answer that. We can speculate. Can we speculate again? Are we going to speculate again? Who wants to speculate again? Hands up! Hands up! Who wants to speculate?
Hey, you wanted to talk about this, so you wanted to bring this up.
I didn't say I wanted to talk about it. I brought the subject matter up briefly.
You said
in
we
a
could
subject
segue
matter.
into Sony. You said we could segue into this, so I segued into it, and you don't want to talk about
Actually, no, that was Sean.
Nope, wasn't me.
Were you here listening?
it.
It might have been Doc.
It was probably me, because about the only thing I'm going to say is that the mobile platform right now on phones, they actually have the capabilities to run some of these games now, and which is making it a perfect opportunity for Sony, Nintendo, and if Microsoft decides to throw its hat in there, I have no clue, but I won't speculate. But saying that the hardware is capable to actually run these higher end games, so we're going to be able to see decent games on there, because I think they showed a 360 game running on the iPhone, full capability. So,
well, if you have a look at what Epic Games are doing right now with their engine, like the games that they're developing for mobile devices are absolutely stunning.
Oh yeah, and I mean, but to his point, people have been talking about mobile devices and their GPUs and their CPUs being kind of up to snuff with, let's say, the last gen of consoles very, very soon. I mean, I just bought the Samsung Galaxy S7, and the damn thing had. I mean, it's so close. It's like a mini PC, and it's fast. It's got a GPU in it that can play a lot. I mean, I've got some games on there, and it's a hell of a lot more impressive than my S4 ever was. So he's right. The technology is catching up, and so why not get in on it now? When really, look, I used to play. I used to get the little Madden games on here before. They were horrible. I can only imagine what Madden 17 or whatever the hell number they're up to now is actually going to look like on these new generation of phones and tablets and stuff.
Yeah.
So. All right, so that covers Sony. Enrique, is your microphone working yet? Because you have not been able to say much tonight.
I don't know.
So you're just
does sound bad.
Yeah, it does. You're our eye candy for tonight.
What the fuck's going on? I don't understand.
I don't know, man.
Enrique is looking good tonight. He's got that light shining on his face.
Yeah.
Well, you want the trucker look on?
There you go.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, there you go. That's what you want.
Nice.
You look like Adam the Woo now.
Texas trucks, big Mac trucks, Texas.
Yeah.
All right,
good buddy.
So let's go on. Battleborn's coming out. Anybody interested in this game at all?
No.
Yes.
I know Bella is, because it's one of the things
I want to know if there's a game that
earlier
she's
you
not
wanted to talk
interested
about. So there's a beta coming out, and it's one of these. God, I hate these staggered
April
betas.
8th, 10 a.m. PST.
Yep, for the PS4 version, and then the 13th for PC and Xbox One. Yeah, I have my own issues. I have my own issues with betas. We've been through it already. Betas are glorified demos, and now they're marketing, so, whatever.
But you know what a beta is meant to be for, right?
I know what it's meant to be for. That's not what it's for anymore.
But is that what you play it for? Do you play a beta because you think, oh, it's not meant to be that anymore, and it's just a glorified demo? Or do you take alpha and beta codes and you go and play them for the reason that you have them for, which is to be somebody who tests them to find issues for them and report them back? And I'm hoping you're going to say yes.
For the alphas, absolutely. And when we did, and for the Fable Legends, I was all over the forums and that kind of thing.
So for the alphas, but not the betas?
Come on. Let's be.
What do you got against beta?
Let's call this what it is. The reason that they do open betas, which is eventually what's going to happen, is because at that point which is why a beta comes out 3 weeks before the game actually releases, like the Division did, is not because they want you to test it out and they want you to look at it and report back. They're
not asking you to test the game out. They're asking you to stress test their service so they can make sure
they're
they
asking you to.
Mike, I was speculating they want you to test it out.
They're asking you to want to play that game so that you'll buy it. And in fact, I think it was the developer of Battleborn who on PlayStation's blog said exactly that. It was either them or it was another one who was doing an open beta, and they basically said exactly, and I tweeted it. They basically said exactly what I've been saying for a while. We want you to beta test this, and we want you to like the game so that you'll buy it. That is the purpose of an open beta 3 weeks before the system.
That is a part of the purpose. But one of the main purposes of an open beta is to stress test the service.
I believe that's what it used to be, but you don't have an open beta in that part. Yeah.
It still is. There is no way that is never, ever going to be an important aspect of an open beta.
It is marketing.
They need to stress test their services. Oh, I do not for 1 second say that there is no marketing aspect to this whatsoever and that they are not being dodgy as hell to a degree with the way that they come across with some of these things, particularly with the pre-order now and you'll get a beta code for blah, blah, blah that's going to release in 2036. Yeah, we see a lot of that. That's not good and that's not cool. But betas and alphas are still important. Yes, there is a bullshit aspect to it, but the reason that it's gotten that way is that people allow it to be that way. Instead of us as the gaming community looking at alphas and betas as our way to, one, also get an early look at the game and decide whether it's something we're interested in, but two, being able to be an integral part in the game's development, providing that feedback, finding the bugs, letting them know the issues, helping them stress test the servers. That was what it was always meant to be about. And if we, as gamers, hadn't allowed it to evolve to a marketing standpoint where we run out and pre-order anything and everything that has a beta code as a bonus, it wouldn't have evolved to this. And I'm not saying we as gamers are the only ones at fault. It's the 50-50. But we got to take as much as we give in that regard.
Oh, I think that if they're going to offer it to gamers, they're not going to turn it down. My issue is, and so if it's that important to stress test the system, then why are they staggered? Why is it that X and it's not? And I'm not just using Battleborn as a single one. The Division did it. Evolve did it. There are betas on both sides where the Xbox One gets it first, and then the PS4 people get in. Well, if you're trying to stress test your system, then why aren't you bringing everybody in at the same time? That's why I think we've devolved this into
service.
But so then open it up.
Could it maybe be that having one open beta that is available for a time that's say maximum availability to Americans may be a pain in the ass for people like myself who are in Australia, and they want to be able to work out how well the servers are going to be able to deal with different time zones being able to jump on the servers?
And yet...
Could that have something to do with it?
Nope, because... And it's right here. No, and it's simply because, as I'll bring up with this, exactly what you said, to be quite honest. Not only do you get free stuff out of the beta to be in the beta, but preload it and go ahead and buy the game and we'll get you into the beta. There's no reason to do that. If you're going to do a beta, then just always do an open. If that's the true version.
How does what you just showed me on the screen warrant you to give me a no response to they need to be able to stress test servers in different time zone regions? Those two are completely different viewpoints.
We're talking about days. We're not talking about time zones. We're talking about
time zones are important. They are important because people are not on the same time as you guys in America.
That doesn't...
I know you all think that you're a driving force and you have a hand on a button and you have big nuclear bombs and you're the only people that matter. But other people outside of America...
We are the only ones that matter.
Okay, so I'm going to say this again because I don't think you're catching this. That's fine, except for one thing. April 8th, and April 8th here are 2 different time zones. I get that. We're talking hours behind. April 8th for the PS4 version and April 13th for the Xbox version has nothing to do with your time zone, Bella. It has nothing to do with that. It has
No,
to
it
do
doesn't,
with...
but that's because what I was trying to say to you before, you were moving away from the point at hand, which we were talking about beta testing being staggered as opposed to a game release. 2 very different things.
Absolutely. I'm not talking about game releases. I'm talking about the only reason that we are staggering this particular beta, like we staggered the Division beta, the Evolve beta, the Battlefield betas, and all the other betas that are staggered are for marketing. That is the only reason. It has nothing to do, at this point in time, it is no longer to do with stress testing. Because if it really was, every beta would be completely open. There would be no closed betas. There would be no closed alphas. You could just go in, we're going to open this up, everybody jump in, and then we're going to do that all the time. All these closed betas and all that crap is simply marketing, and that's...
No.
Can
Are
I
you
pipe in?
suggesting that every single person that makes a video game has the same amount of, yes, we'll get to you in a moment, Jeff, has the same amount of resources behind them, that every single person making a video game can open up their game in open beta, every single person that has a console, and have them absolutely bottleneck their servers and still survive that? Is that what you're saying? Everybody that makes a video game should be able to put up with that kind of stress on their servers? And if they don't, it's only because of marketing.
We're talking about 2K games here. We're not talking about an indie developer. Go ahead, Jeff.
But that's not the statement you made.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Okay, so you segued right into what I was trying to say. 2K servers. We as gamers know 2K servers. We've grown up with them. We know kind of some issues that they always have. They have a lot of kinks they got to work out. So I'm excited that different platforms will get to experience and help work out the kinks for each of their respective platforms. But secondly, with it, behind it, with the server disparity, from what I've been reading about from the 2K servers, they're trying to avoid the mass overload that they occur with their other games. But someone did got the marketing deal with them. That's why they get a couple days early, unfortunately. Also, with it, I mean, I think the one pitfall with this game that I'm scared of, but I really like, is I can't play it offline, the single player side of it, which will be interesting. So everything's tied to that server. So hopefully this test will help everyone work out the servers before the launch on May 3rd. So because I want this game to succeed in every aspect.
So
that's all I have to say.
Well, let's back up though, because the Battleborn game itself.
Yep.
Let's talk about Battleborn. So this game, I have no idea what this game really is. Is it a MOBA?
Really? It's a MOBA.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're sort of getting into this mode of, 2K calls it, and I quote from their website, a hero shooter. So, it's kind of, it doesn't, I don't know what the hell that means.
It means it's like a first-person shooter, probably mixed with some strategy, MOBA, and RPG. When they talk about hero elements and that stuff, that's usually what kind of area that they're looking at on that aspect.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, basically, the storyline behind this game is like a ragtag group of warriors who are trying to protect the universe's last star, which is named Solus. And then opposite those heroes are a legion of cosmic heroes and traitorous scumbags. You'll be able to take part in story mode, play cooperatively and online, or even in split screen, which isn't something we see added very much these days. Plus, you'll have a choice from a roster of 25 playable heroes, and none of them are the same.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's something that that is different from what I've seen in other MOBAs. So I take it, Bella, that you're going to be in the open beta.
Well, yes, because I would like to assist with the stress testing.
You'll be the only one.
It's not a free preview. It's called a beta for a reason.
Well, it's open. I mean, it's free. So, speaking of which, who's getting into the and who's doing the Doom beta?
Not me.
Dude, I grew up on Doom.
Thank you. I am bro-fisting you right now, dude.
I grew up on Doom too, and that's the reason why I don't want to play the beta. I want to go into it as polished as they can give it to me and have the most amazing experience I can.
I think it was one of my first color PC games when I was on the farm. I went from an Amish farm to a traditional Amish family that had electricity, and that was one of my first experiences. So that's kind of interesting.
Wait, you're Amish?
No, I was a foster kid growing up. And
okay.
so I was in a foster home, so in an Amish foster home. Yeah.
We are learning all about the man that is Jeff Bartrom tonight, and the fact that he's never going to want to come on this podcast again. This will be our first and last. In fact, I think he's just stopped following me and unfriending me on Xbox Live. He doesn't want anything to do with this. So, all right, who else is actually going to play Battleborn?
Not me.
Okay.
I always give a game its fair due.
All right. So, what are you looking at with it?
Oh, for me, I just want to see how all the elements mesh. Because I played in the Overwatch with Mikey Barr and all, that whole thing. I was lucky to get into that phase, and so I don't want it to be repetitive like the other games have been, because it's like Overwatch. We got this, and then we got Paragon. We're getting into these different things. I want it to distinguish itself, so I want it to have a different experience every time I hop in. So that's what I'm hoping for. I just don't want it to be, okay, I got to do this, a grind per se.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I just wanted to take a new, fresh take on the MOBA and all these different elements in one. So.
It would be nice, because everything does seem like a grind these days. Like everything is, and look, that is how they keep you in games. The grind is how they keep you playing, and then they kind of feed you some free stuff and try to get you to just keep playing, and trying to get that that capped level and that kind of thing. So that would be good to see. I just haven't seen enough of it to understand what I'm looking at yet. Other than it looks like a first-person shooter, but they call it something different. So.
Well, one of the things that intrigues me most about it is, according to Gearbox, every hero has their own personality and comes equipped with their own unique weapons and powers. So that means that you're just going to have such a diverse range of experiences.
And their story trailer, now everybody saw the story trailer that came out. I think it came out, yesterday?
Day before, yeah.
Day before. Sort of showed that. And kind of gave a couple, gave you some of that piece. And that's something that can hopefully give you a bit of diversity in the game, to where you kind of want to keep coming back so that you can get a different experience. I would like to see that. So I may have to jump into this thing, and obviously, because it's open, we can get a look at what's going on. And of course, like any good open beta these days, nobody seems to have any streaming issues, so we'll be streaming it.
Well, that's why it's called an open beta and not a closed beta.
Yeah, and so much so that you can stream it. It's great.
Indeed, it's the term open.
Yeah.
Not closed.
Not closed.
Indeed.
Yeah, not closed. Is that what they call an open beta?
Jeez.
Oh, goodness gracious. All right.
Let's just hope it's not anything like Aliens Colonial Marines.
Oh my god, you did not just go there.
Yes, I did. I told you, my butthole still hurts from that game. From it being so screwed up and bad.
And I referred you to Sorbet Cream, but you just won't take advice.
I think I buried it next to
Between that and the
E.T.
sand. Hey, E.T. was a better game.
E.T.
Yeah.
Oh, man. You did not go there. All right. So I think we have sucked the life out of me for an evening here. Thank you very much.
And my mic sucks.
Yeah, man.
He sucked the life out of his mic.
See, you can't stream video while you're on a podcast. It just doesn't work. So, anyway,
Right.
anyway.
Crazy
All right.
One said E.T. gets a bum rap. I agree.
Right. E.T. gets a bum rap. God. All right, so here's what we're gonna do before we call this a night. I'm gonna go from my left to right. I know it's not exactly the same as what you guys have, and we're gonna find out what you guys are currently playing. So, Bella, you are up first.
Okay, well, let me break it down into platforms. So on the Xbox One, I've been playing The Division, Fallout 4, Lords of the Fallen, Dark Souls, GTA, and Rocket League. On the PlayStation 4, I've been playing The Division, Drive Club, Blaze Blue, Rocket League, Amplitude, Street Fighter V, Final Fantasy 15 Episode Disc 8, and Trackmania Turbo. And on the PC, I've been playing Epsilon, Insurgency, and Gear Gauntlet.
So you haven't been playing anything, really? You're not.
No, not really.
Not really.
I don't even play games.
Yeah. Trackmania is very underrated.
It's so much goodness.
The stuff you can build is so cool. So cool. All
It
right,
really is.
Sean.
I haven't been playing much. I've been working all week. A little bit of Animal Crossing and a little bit of The Division. That's about it.
Yeah, we got to get you back in the division with us. Not all of us can be level 30.
All it sounds like is excuses to me right now.
Where's the dedication, huh? That's no dedication.
I was actually looking at Jeff.
I'm
Because I was like,
trying to figure
yeah.
out.
I was like, yeah, I'll get in with you guys and play. Yeah, Mike Ibarra wants to play. No problem. I'll get in. I get in there, and you guys are already on level 30. I'm like, well, fuck that. I can't get in. No. even I think South is on level 30. Rand's on level 30. I can't play with any of you guys.
I'm on level 12, but I'm proud of that because I actually have a life. So
It's amazing how that gets in the way, doesn't it? All right. So, Jeff, what are you playing?
Okay, so as Bella did, I'll break it down into platforms. I've been playing on the PC, Euro Fishing by Dovetail Games, which is coming to Xbox later this summer.
I believe it is.
And then I've been playing Epsilon, Chris Allen's game. And then I've been playing World of Warcraft. I still play since the vanilla days. Wii U, been playing Zelda. And then Xbox have been playing The Division mostly. So
Not bad. Not bad. Robot Enrique.
Can you hear me?
yes,
Barely, but power through it, brother.
Playing The Division and Broforce.
You're playing Broforce?
Yes. and
I've
Double
heard that is terrible.
and Double Dragon.
Double Dragon. I've heard Broforce is horrible.
It's
I've heard it's got a lot of problems.
It's okay.
So I've heard it is not good. So all right. So as for me, The Division, I am still plowing through Dungeon of the Endless and the hell is that, a McDroid.
I heard that game's terrible.
Dungeon of the Endless is not good. It's not.
I'm torturing life.
Yeah, I don't really recommend that one at all. McDroid is kind of cool. It's kind of fun.
We might have to scratch that one.
Yeah, we may not.
Scratch that
Yeah,
one.
I can power through a review. Don't worry.
I don't want to put you through it, man. don't get over it.
You got to get better games to review. So obviously the Division, even though I am not as high level as some of you guys, I'm still playing it, very much enjoying it, and in fact, probably going to jump on it right after this podcast. So whoever is up for it, And of course, anybody in the chat room who might
Division?
who might want to
I'll
jump
jump
in
on.
with us. Of course, again,
You'll be able to hear me.
yeah. Of course, then again, South and Rand and Jeff and Beard and all those guys are on level 30, so they're not going to want to play with us. That's all right. So wait, Southbound just said you forgot a game, Jeff.
Which one? Oh, Trackmania, maybe?
No.
Which one? Which one did I forget?
Just
Oh, shit! Just Dance.
Ah!
Yes. God, yeah, that one. That was definitely interesting. I am definitely feeling it. I've had to take my medicinal usage for that one, but yeah, that game is a workout and a half. But they did a good job with it.
nice.
So, totally forgot that.
And then let's see. So I've got those going on, and then of course, in just a week or two, or however many days it is, everything's gonna stop. So you won't see me on the division because I will be on Quantum Break. So
Yes, amen.
my big one, and so hey, great segue back. Do this one more time, Jeff. Give out the rules of tonight's giveaway.
Be in chat right now, and make sure you have retweeted on my Twitter. It says retweet to win a copy of Quantum Break. You can't miss it. There's 61 people that have retweeted it, but you have to be in chat to claim the prize. So, makes it easier that way.
And I think you've been typing it out. You've got a list of who's been in chat tonight, right?
I've got everyone right here, so.
Nice.
They've been going to the Excel spreadsheet to go over.
Nice. And thank you again for doing that. Once again, if you guys have not subscribed to Doc's channel, check out Doc's Minute and following him on Twitter at Doc. The only one who caught that. Following him on Doc Cupcake 84 on Twitter. Do you Twitch stream anything?
I do Twitch stream. It's the Dot Cupcake. That's what I'm known on Twitch, and then I stream on YouTube gaming as well. A little bit of here and there. So.
Excellent. So, I think that we have covered everything. Is there anything anybody else wants to bring up before we call it a night?
No.
I got one more thing,
This
Mike.
isn't a Enrique's podcast, no, you shush.
I got one more thing, Mike.
No.
I got one more thing. Can you guys hear me okay?
No. No, we can't hear him.
Are we
how's
live?
my mic?
Are we
No,
live?
his mic's broken. We can't hear him.
How's my
Hey,
mic?
Enrique,
Yes.
how you been, man?
I'm good. I've been quiet as shit on this
John,
podcast.
don't you encourage him.
You were asking me a question earlier, but I didn't get a chance to hear you. So
I
now
wanna
we have.
I want to speculate for a sec.
Okay, go ahead.
Does Metroid Prime get dropped at E3? Boom.
What?
I mean, not Metroid Prime. Does the Metroid game get dropped at E3 this year? Sean?
I think you just said that Nintendo's irrelevant.
He never said that.
I never said that.
I'm pretty sure he said that.
It was you and your watchdog.
Oh, God. Good grief.
And on that note,
Mike, I do have a question for you.
Yes.
I
How
don't
are
know
you?
why Bella's so mean. I'm just
So wait, is my
innocent
mic working
Nintendo
now?
loving
I'm
guy.
saying you're just soft. There's the difference.
You're what?
So, by the way, people are putting hashtag speculation game in the live chat.
Wait, what? Hashtag
It's
speculation.
trending now.
It's trending.
Oh, my God. All right. So
I got one more thing, Mike.
I can't take this anymore.
Well, you guys can hear me now, right? Do I have robot voice?
No, you still have
You sound
robot
fine to
voice.
me.
Yeah, because I haven't said anything because I have robot voice. So
All right, go ahead, man. Power through it. What you got?
Yeah, I just want to say that I'm ready to go play some Division. So let's go.
That was such a value add. Thank you so much.
I got a question for you, Enrique.
Yeah, Sean.
What do you want to play it on? Do you want to play it on the Xbox One or do you want to play it on the PS4?
Xbox.
Are you
Is
sure?
that because you don't own a PS4?
You don't think I own a PS4? What? Well,
I'm just stirring you up.
You know I own a PS4. I played.
I know you do. We played on there before. We played. What was it that we played?
What did we play?
It was with Worry. It was that
Oh, I was playing.
Japanese game.
I think Mike left.
Mike fell asleep.
What are you playing, Enrique?
Rand said, only an hour and a half podcast? What the hell?
Brad gets-
What's up with this?
I came for a 3-hour extravaganza. So what else you got, Enrique? One more thing.
Apparently, me saying Xbox turned off Nathan Fisher's Xbox.
Oh my God, this is all right. This is what happens when the news week is a little slower than normal, and Bella won't let us talk about things. Then we have to cut into
been
it.
slow at all. You guys have just been talking about bullshit and speculation.
Okay, hold on a second now, because let me go through this. Hey, Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff's
ready to go.
He's like, I gotta get out of here.
He's ready to leave. Bella wanted to talk about the fact that
Jeff's never coming back on.
I know. Bella wanted to talk about the fact that Call of Duty soldiers are paid more than real soldiers, with Activision announcing a total of $3 million in championship prizes in 2016. Your thoughts, sir?
My thoughts on that. I actually have 4 friends that actually help on the Call of Duty series that give military tactics and how you want to say it, advice on games on how to hold the weapons at a perfect angle when it's down at rest and just the looks and that stuff. But getting paid for more than that, it is what it is. The military's always been one of the least paid. You don't go into it to be paid a lot of money. You go to it because it's a calling, and you have pride. Because I mean, red, white, and blue, 24/7, 365 for me. I mean, I'll do anything for my country, for fellow brother or sister at any given time. It's not about money. I mean, if you want a game for money and that stuff, so be it. That's your career. But I mean, I'm U.S. 99% of the military. We went in because we love our country and we love our people and our freedoms. So that's why we do it. It's not about the bottom dollar. So it's about America. You go after what you get. You have the opportunity. You go after the money you can get. So yeah, that's my point. You feeling it?
Sounds like a good note to end on.
Okay. Well, I'm ready to draw.
Okay.
So I'm actually gonna move my camera to show the winner, so people don't think it's crazy. There you go.
All right, here we go. Hold on, let me focus on you here. All right,
Okay.
Jeff, the winner of the Quantum Break giveaway is what? Are you kidding me?
How many copies is that you've got of Quantum Break now, Sal?
You gotta be kidding.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Congratulations, South. You have won a copy of.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. You won a copy of Quantum Break.
Yeah.
You're kind of batting 1,000 this week, aren't you, Jeff?
Oh my God, that's horrible. Ah, Jesus.
Is he even still in the chat room?
Is he in chat? If he's not in chat, he doesn't win.
He is in chat.
Southbound, you need to right now say you are in the room.
He's in.
Well, he was in earlier. He needs to be in now. Southbound, you need to tell us right now you are in the room.
While we're waiting for South to tell us that he's in the room, I love the fact that you said what Bella wanted to talk about. Actually, I sent you a list of subject matters that we could discuss because you're like, I don't know what we're going to discuss. So I'm like, look, here's the shit that's happened all week. Just saying.
He said, huh?
Well, you need to bring J4 back.
Okay.
And what?
There you go. All right. So congratulations, Sal.
Sounds like fun.
Oh, here we go. It's rigged.
See, that's why I gave the camera, folks. I can't help it. Blame the competition agency.
There you go.
Oh, man.
Still 2 more chances this week, coming up next week, folks, on April 5th for all the subscribers. And guess what? I'm going to extend it to anyone that's on Bella's subscriber list and all the guys that are on this list. I'll add everyone's subscribers into the mix, so you guys all have opportunities.
All right.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
So, actually, there was one final piece that actually this is kind of newsworthy because, as everybody knows, as part of your various subscriptions, you get games per month because that's what has happened to gamers in 2016. They feel like they need to be given things. Microsoft this month, their April games with gold.
You just reread the list I sent you, didn't you?
I actually did not. Somebody just tweeted. Nope. Somebody just tweeted it out that that they were getting it. So Sunset Overdrive is coming free to you freaking freeloaders on Xbox Live. Just want you to know. You couldn't buy the game when it was out, so now you're getting it for free. I suggest you play it. A phenomenal game. I just want to say. How many in here have played Sunset Overdrive? Raise your hand.
I played it. It's pretty. I wouldn't call it phenomenal, but it's pretty and it's a bit of fun.
Okay, so anybody who else besides Bella who has played it who wants to chime in?
I think it's a great game. Fun. It doesn't take itself serious. My kind of game.
Yeah, I'm going with phenomenal.
I think Doc's on the phone.
Yeah, he is. He's actually on the phone at the moment.
This is funny. He's a random guy walking into John's room.
This is true.
Yeah.
So now we have had an actual Enrique wrap up to the Basement Radio Arcade We Meet NLG podcast mix up mash up 45-minute wrap up round.
Wait a minute, it's the Basement Radio
What is it?
Arcade EXL NLG IGO. Yeah.
Shimagano.
Yeah, I think this is where we're gonna call it. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
I'm on the division.
Yes, let's hop on the division. Thank you to everybody.
I got a question. I'm sorry, go ahead, Mike.
Thank you to everybody who's been on with us tonight. Bella, Doc, Enrique, of course, my wonderful co-host, Sean. Everybody in the chat room, thank you. You guys have been once again phenomenal tonight. We've grown subscribers like as we've done this particular podcast, and I appreciate it. Look, without the subscribers, we're just sitting here talking to ourselves. So we do appreciate you guys. We appreciate everybody listening now, listening later on. As always, please follow us on Twitter. The Twitter is at OG_NL Gaming for the Next Level Gaming side, and it is at IGO242 for the Inside Gaming Online side. Don't forget to also, as I said once again, follow Doc and Doc's Minute. Follow him on Twitter. Follow EXL Gaming. Check out their channel. Bella always has some great stuff with her developers podcasts, which are always a great time and great insight. The Basement Radio Arcade podcast with Enrique. A lot of us jump on, and just another point for us to all talk games and stuff like that. If you have not clicked that subscribe button for NLG, please do it right now. And click like so that everybody knows that you like the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. For those who are the non-Jews in the podcast, you guys all have a wonderful Easter. And thanks for jumping on with us. Thank you for.
Can I just say one quick thing, Mike?
Can you?
No, serious. This is in all seriousness. Jeff, I wanted to thank you for your service for our country.
Yes.
Appreciate that, brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Means a lot, man. You guys are the real heroes.
Well, thank you. We're glad I was able to have fun doing my job, and it meant something to you guys. So, just happy to be here with you guys. Thanks.
And he'll never
And a
want to
quick
come on
shout
again.
out to people who like to read the titles of articles, but they don't like to actually open articles. But then all of a sudden, their subject matters about the particular article at hand. Shout out to you guys. You make everything so amazing for us, and you make it so much better for us when we have to educate you on stuff that we already tried to educate you about in the article that we wrote to educate you with. So thank you. You rock my world. Hashtag read more.
We're ending.
We were until Bella wanted to add to the 45-minute goodbye segment.
Just hashtag read more.
Okay, so everybody,
Hashtag 3 ibuprofen.
have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Happy Easter to you guys. Have a wonderful week, and as always, play on, gamers.